Hey guys, how are you? I know it's late, but I wanted to bring you this info because I thought it was cool. And I even had to look some of these up today or just now before I went live because I didn't understand the full definition. And I hit go live way early without even making my banners. So I'm very, very sorry about that. So I guess I'll just go through the checklist and then I'll timestamp it down below. That's what I'll do because I don't want to waste your time, especially if you're joining me live tonight. 21 things that every real estate agent, team leader, broker owner should work on to get better at making more sales. That's what it's all about. So, item number 21, ask for help. Look, you're not going to be able to do it all. You're not. No, I mean, there's no way to do it all. Did you know you can look at your MLS, you could double check me on this, but in most markets, the top producer doesn't even have 1% of the market share. In all your major markets, look at the top producer. They don't even have 1% of the market share. You can't do it all. Don't try to do it all. If you try to do it all, you're only going to do it 70% good, or you're going to do it 100% good and you're not going to do everything else good. Don't try to do it all. Okay. 21. 20. Item 20. Your emails and the way you write them need to persuade the person to take the next step. Your emails don't need to say things like, I'm confused, or anything like that. They need to say things like, for clarification, not I'm confused, for clarification. That's a whole lot better of a statement. And then make sure that whatever you're asking has that step taken care of and the next step. And you need to write it in a way that people want to respond to you. So open it up with some pleasantries. Good morning. I hope your day is going great. I know you've probably got 1,000 things on your plate right now. When time permits, could I get the updated title report so that I can forward it to the buyer or to the seller? I appreciate everything you do. Thank you, as always, very respectfully, and your name. Does that make sense? If you're writing an email to a buyer, this home just came on the market. It looks like it's going to go fast. Are you available at lunch today to preview this home? Or should we schedule it when you get off work? I don't want you to miss out. Very respectfully, your signature. Does it make sense? Okay. You got a right to persuade people to get you to the next step. Number 19, master your thoughts. I'm horrible at this. I am all over the place all the time. I have to turn off all the notifications on my phone. I don't get any notifications from my phone because I don't want to get sucked into it. If I need to do work on my phone, I do work on it. I don't have any notifications on my computer. If I'm doing work on my computer, I don't want my computer dinging me or my phone dinging me, distracting me from what I'm working on. Be a master of your thoughts. There's too many distractions in this life, especially if you're a work from home agent like me and you got 3 amazing, beautiful kiddos at home like me, or some dogs or some cats or whatever. Shut that door when you're working. Shut that door when you're working. Everyone wants to play with their dogs, play with their cats, play with their kids. Shut off all the notifications on your phone. Shut off all the notifications on your computer and shut the door when you're working. Master your thoughts. Number 18, we all struggle with this probably. We all do. I know I do. Don't let me put you in the same category as me. I struggle with this. Remaining consistent. It is a daily battle. Daily battle. I have my daily action list that I just plug through one step at a time every day. And I share that list. It's on a Google Keep. I share that list with my wife so she can help hold me accountable to make sure I get everything checked off on my list every single day. If something on that list doesn't get done, the day's not over, folks. Get the list done. Remain consistent. Empathize. As a real estate agent, as a team leader, as a broker owner, you've got to empathize with your customers. You got to empathize with your teammates, and you got to empathize. I hope I'm saying that right. It doesn't sound like I am. And you have to empathize with your team leaders and your real estate agents. If you can't put yourselves in their shoes when they're speaking to you, you're not going to be able to answer correctly. Okay. As a broker owner, your customers are your team leaders and your agents. As a team leader, your customers are your teammates, the agents underneath you. And as a real estate agent, your customers are the customers. Put yourself in their shoes. Make sure to ask them if there's anything else that you could go over with them. Make sure all their questions are answered. If a customer goes to closing, whether it's a seller or a buyer, and there are no questions at closing, that is a grand closing. That is how every closing should be. No buyer or seller should ever go to closing and have any questions. Everything should already be answered before they get there. And if that's the case, if you did that, you did your job. Learn how to learn. I didn't learn how to learn until I was in college, and I went to the military after high school. So what do I mean by that? I realize now that I need to visually see something and hear it. I am so sorry. Let me plug my computer in. It is lagging. I am so sorry about that. I realized after college, not during college, after college, that I need to visually see something and hear it at the same time for me to be able to learn. So learn how you learn. If you are not an audio learner and not a visual learner, what other ways are there to learn? Hold on a second. Let me rephrase it. If you're an audio learner, listen. If you're a visual learner, see it. Isn't reading a learning? I need to look up. I should do a video just on the different ways to learn. But learn how to learn, okay? Number 16, learn how to learn. Number 15, do a self-analysis. Figure out what you're good at, concentrate on that, and then contract out everything else. I am good at customer relationship. I'm good at public speaking. I'm good at making these videos for you, sort of, right? That's what I'm good at. I'm good at marketing. I can't stand people who don't even read the contracts. I can't stand other agents who don't even know what the contract says. That's something that I need to make myself aware of. I have broker owners telling me yearly, I ain't never done it that way. This is how I've always done it. Well, guys, even though you've been doing it wrong for 30 years, that doesn't make it right. What the contract says is what the contract says. Okay? That's the inside Josh talking. The outside Josh. I know that always comes up. Our compliance department, if we don't get it done just like the contract says, they just kick it back to us. So I really need this to get squared away so that I can get you paid at closing. All right? Don't say what's on the inside. Say what's needed to be said. Number 14 goes right along with that. Focus on what's important. Today, I was working with an amazing agent on a very a deal that needed a lot of attention. And she was great at focusing on what needed attention. I was being more in the compliance department, and she was being more on the we got to get this done department, which is a great yin and yang experience. It was great. It seems like everything's going to be worked out on that deal, which is perfect for the buyer and the seller. That's what's important. And for compliance purposes, that got worked out too. So that's important also. All right. So focus on what's important. Number 14. Number 13, learn how to invest your money. For 35 plus years, I did not do that well. I did not do that well. Now that I'm in my 40s, darn skippy, I'm doing that well. I've always been very blessed with cash and because of real estate, the income that it provides us, I've been very blessed with that. But did I invest it good? No. No, I did not. No. So learn how to invest your money. Even though you have a lot of cash, cash isn't always a great investment. There's an Alex Homoji video on God, I'll have to find it. I'll bring it up next video, but it's basically buy T-bills with your excess cash, and then you can still take 80% loans out to them. Now, I'm not a financial advisor, so verify everything that's said. This is YouTube, folks. This is YouTube. But I was like, oh my gosh, I could put all my cash into T-bills or what is it? Some sort of I-bills or something, get a 9% return on my investment, and I can still take 80% loans out against that. Duh. Because I actually like to have a lot of cash on hand. When I don't, I stress out and I like put as many deals together as I can. I just go nuts about getting business and getting deals together. But I could have invested a lot of that a lot better. And so could you. Number 12, never give up. If you never give up, you can't be beat. You can't be beat. So everyone's first year of real estate is rough. Everyone's second year of real estate is rough. Now, if you get hooked up with a great mentor and they help you do 10 deals right away, right out of the gate, your first year of real estate, pay attention to what they're telling you, okay? They just made your life a lot easier. But if you're not doing what your mentor, your team leader, your broker owner is saying, your first year is going to be rough. Your first year, never give up, means open houses, means cold calling, means content creation, means going on every single appointment you get a chance on. Don't give up. You're in sales. Your job is to get told no all day long, because the yeses is where you put deals together. Okay. Number 11, work on public speaking. Don't care about what others think. You need to be out there telling everyone your message. Hey, I got a customer looking for this style of house. If you know anyone, let me know. The power of social media and what it allows us to do now to reach out, to find sellers, to find buyers on a public square the size of the internet is absolutely mind-blowing. If you have a problem with public speaking, start putting on a first-time home buyer course once a month and a first-time and a home seller course once a month. Do it every other week. Buyer, skip a week, next week, seller. Next week, skip a week, next week, buyer. Do that. Do it twice a month. That's only 24 times. It'll help you with your public speaking. Absolutely. Ask your lender. If you don't have a lender, ask your broker or your team leader, which lender do I need to use to help me put this on? Okay. You can get an inspector there. You can get a title person there. So it'll be you, a lender, an inspector, and a title person in that class. And each one of you do 30 minutes. You're going to add a ton of value to those buyers and sellers' lives. Number 10, fact-based decision making. Get your emotions out of it. And like I said before, guys, I saw this post on LinkedIn today. I'm not making this stuff up. I saw it on a social media post on LinkedIn, and it was geared towards something else, and I just flipped it around towards real estate. Okay. So this isn't my list of 21. This is a thing I saw on social media about another thing. I flipped it around, turned it into real estate. There's nothing new under the sun, right? King Solomon, there's nothing new under the sun. Okay. Fact-based decision making. Your customers are going to get emotional, especially if you're helping consumers buy and sell their personal homes. It's personal to them. Personal residence, personal home. It's personal. You got to stay on facts only and on the contract only. Okay. Fact-based decision making. Number 10. Number 9, stay positive. You will make that deal so much easier for a buyer or a seller with your attitude. You smile, you be excited about the whole process, and you always be happy. I've had instances where builders and buyers wanted to kill each other, but I was happy, I was excited, and I kept telling everyone, we're going to work this out. And you know what? The deal closed. And you know what? everyone was happy. But something else might be going on in our customers' lives that day. Something else may be making them agitated and they're taking it out on the real estate transaction. Don't let that stop you from being positive and being excited about the process. Sellers want to sell and buyers want to buy. Your job is to make it happen. Be excited during the whole process. Be positive. Number 8, this is something everyone probably struggles with. Once again, I'm trying to put you in a bubble that you may not be in. A lot of people have struggled with managing their time. One of the best things that I like to do is I have different alarms on my iPhone, and I saw this on Meet Kevin. He showed us his iPhone sometimes he shows us his iPhone, and I saw all these different alarms for different things that he does throughout the day. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's a great idea. So I set a bunch of alarms up. An alarm to read my Bible, an alarm to work out, alarm to take the kids outside, alarm to eat, an alarm to follow up on my emails. I set a bunch of alarms in my iPhone so that it goes off. I know that I need to wrap up what I'm doing and start working on the next thing. Taking your kids outside is really important. That needs to be an alarm on your phone. If you have a spouse, significant other, etc., set an alarm to call them and tell them you love them. Okay? Do it. Do it. Use the alarms. The alarms are great. I don't have notifications, but I have alarms. Number 7, always remind your customers their get out of jail clauses and remind them also, too, that if we need to find another house or we need to find another buyer, it is entirely their decision to make, and you are 100% open to helping them with that decision. Sometimes customers might feel that they need to tell us that they just won't buy this house or tell us that they're just not going to sell this house. You acknowledge their feelings, let them and repeat it to them. Acknowledge, repeat their feelings, show them what the contract says in regards to that, and say, if we can make this happen, yes, we'll go buy another house. If that's what you want to happen, yes, we'll go buy another house. Here's how the contract says we can get out of it, if that's an option. And if a seller's like, we're not going to work with this buyer anymore, say, I understand. You know what? If we want to get back on the market, start showings again, get a new buyer, negotiate a new contract, and start the inspections over again, we can absolutely do that. I am here to help you accomplish that goal if it's what you want to do. Or if you'd like to fix A, B, C, D, and E, and we present that to the buyer and they agree, and we move to closing, that's another option too. I'm here to help. What do you want me to work on? Does that make sense? Be able to walk away. Number 6, be able to read, understand what you're reading, and then internalize it. As a real estate agent, as a team leader, and as a broker owner, that contract has everything you need to know on it. It absolutely does. And you're helping people make one of the largest decisions of their lives financially. So you need to know what that contract says. You need to understand what it means, and you need to have it internalized. You need to be able to be driving down the highway, answer a call on Bluetooth, someone brings something up, and then repeat back to them what clause relates to what they bring up and what that clause says. You need to have that contract that internalized. How do you do it? By reading it and understanding it. Read it and understand it 3 times a day until you get it. And like the very first thing that we talked about today, ask for help on it. Ask for help if you don't understand it. Okay? Thumbs up. Thumbs up if that's good. Number 5, adapt, improvise, and overcome. Man, the other agent and I have been working on one deal this week. That is what we've been doing for the last 3 weeks. It has been a crazy deal. You absolutely, to be a successful real estate agent, team leader, broker, owner, you absolutely need to be able to adapt, improvise, and overcome. Your project manager and you're helping people one of the largest financial decisions that they'll probably ever make. And it's a personal decision. And there's all sorts of rules and legalese and brokerese and all sorts of things that you got to work under as a real estate salesperson, a team leader, and broker owner. If you don't know how to adapt, improvise, and overcome, you will not be successful as a real estate agent. Number 4, learn how to shut up and listen. I've said this a lot on a lot of my videos. If you could just shut up and listen, 80% of the time, the customer is going to tell you exactly what you need to know. Sometimes I don't even have to go through LP Mama just because the customer walks themselves through it. If you haven't watched any of my videos on LP Mama, go through it. It will help you so much with your buyers and your sellers. Watch my videos on LP Mama if you haven't. But if you'll just shut up and listen, most of the time, the buyers and sellers walk themselves through LP Mama. Number 3, you better be able to break everything down to grade school level. One of your abilities as a real estate salesperson to persuade people to do what they need to do to get what they want is being able to break everything down to a 3rd grade level. Most home inspection reports are 20, 60, 80 pages long. There's some out there that are 80 pages long. Trust me, I saw one this summer, blew my mind away. Craziest home inspection I've ever seen. But you got to break that down. All those little pictures on there, all those little write-ups, everything that's on there, you got to break it down like, yeah, it's a 20-year-old house. Yeah, this is like the most crazy home inspection I've ever seen. Here's the big things on it. Electrical, structural, things that have to do with the roof, the HVAC, stuff like that. Here's the major things we need to concentrate on. Are these things okay? Yeah. All right. Let's move forward. Okay. Be able to break things down to an elementary school level. Number 2, be able to convey your thoughts. What I do that helps me convey my thoughts as a real estate agent, and what might help you too, is I always write the email first. I write the email first, and then I call them, and I go over the email because email's already broke it down to the simplest, most needed facts possible to get them to that next step. And that helps me not get off traffic, not get off topic, and it helps me stay laser focused on what I need to say. Does that make sense? Convey your thoughts and feelings the most concise way possible to get the customer to that next step. And the number one item that you need to be able to do is sell. What does that mean, Josh? Do the last 20 things I talked about. Selling is literally the last 20 things that I talked about. That's it. If you could do those 20 things, you're a salesman, you're a saleswoman. You're going to crush it as a real estate agent. You're going to close deals. You're going to earn customers' confidence. You're going to get repeat business, and you're going to get referrals. It's that simple. Do those 21 things, and you'll crush it. You'll do great. You'll have your own team, team inside eXp Realty before you know it. And maybe you'll have a real estate team too. But the way eXp Realty is set up, it's mind-blowing. You have the craziest, amazing teams ever at eXp Realty. And that leads me to, if you want to learn more about how eXp Realty is obsessed with agent success, you got to call me, text me, email me. I'm absolutely here to show you how eXp Realty can take your real estate business, whether you're a real estate agent, a team leader, or a broker owner, to the next level that you want to take your business to. All right, guys, if you enjoyed today's video, give it a giant thumbs up. Consider subscribing to the channel. I'm always putting stuff out about real estate sales, real estate process, and of course, eXp Realty. Have a good one, guys.